Okay, I finally did it. Hello everyone and welcome to Movie Reviews by Josh. My name is Josh Terry, and yes, I finally did it. I decided to take the plunge, get Disney Plus, and start watching The Mandalorian. Kind of feel like I need to explain myself a little bit here. Those of you who watch the channel and know me know that I consider myself a Star Wars fan for pretty much all of my life. Of course, recent years have made me think that I'm maybe not as much of a Star Wars fan as a good section of the population, especially those who spend a lot of time on the internet. But nevertheless, I've been enjoying Star Wars movies and offshoots for many, many years. But I decided to kind of take my time with this one. I think I haven't done a formal review for Rise of Skywalker, at least for the channel. I did a written review. Yeah, after Rise of Skywalker, I kind of felt like taking a break. I think that, not so much the movies themselves. I mean, I've enjoyed the movies, and I have some criticisms of them. I might, maybe one of these times I'll throw my Rise of Skywalker video review out there to join the others. I don't know, the hype and kind of the back and forth and the controversy and the Last Jedi polarization and all this kind of thing, it kind of left me thinking, yeah, I can kind of step away from this for a little while. And so when the Mandalorian was announced, when it came out, I didn't rush off to see it right away. A large part of that was due to the fact that, of course, it's only streaming through Disney Plus. And so I have a lot of mixed feelings about kind of our current streaming situation. I'm not really crazy about the idea of having 10 different subscriptions to 10 different streaming channels. That might be a commentary for another video at another time. But long story short, I had heard enough good and decided it had been long enough, and so I finally decided to break down, and I got Disney Plus, and I'm officially through the first season of The Mandalorian. And so as long as it's been out, I'm guessing that there's not a whole lot that I can say that isn't something you're already familiar with. But I can give you my take on it, which is that I wouldn't know if I would say pleasantly surprised. I mean, I expected it to be good. I don't know if I expected it to be the kind of good that it was. What I had heard going in was that it was a little bit slow, kind of a slow burn would be the nicest way of putting it. I think that there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, it's not exactly an action-packed series every episode all the way through, but there is plenty of action and it's well done. I think it's, it clearly has, a good budget, and it's a fun way to get into the Star Wars universe in a way that really doesn't, I think it's able to steer clear of a lot of the controversial points, because it seems like, people have gotten kind of hung up on the Skywalker family and, elements of the Force and all that kind of thing. And so it seems like one advantage that The Mandalorian has is that it can kind of steer clear of that and just kind of spend its time in its own particular corner of the galaxy. But that being said, of course, there's a lot of references to, the more standard Star Wars canon. Of course, in a lot of ways, it's very easy to see this. And of course, keep in mind, I've seen the first series, I've seen the first season, haven't watched the second, although I have heard some things about the second, and so I'm kind of saying this in context. But from my perspective, I felt like The Mandalorian was kind of a way of doing a series about Boba Fett without it being about Boba Fett. Because the character looks almost just like Boba Fett, of course, the same Mandalorian armor and all that kind of thing. Even though it's not the same character, this takes place after Boba Fett fell into the Sarlacc pit and all that. And like I said, I know that season 2 might have an impact on this, but effectively it feels like we're kind of following him on his adventures, because the character is a bounty hunter. Right away, is tasked with apprehending an asset, which turns out to be Baby Yoda. And of course, even if you haven't been watching The Mandalorian, there's no way that you've avoided seeing the memes and all of the pop culture content that's sprung up around the Baby Yoda character. And so essentially the first season is about Mando, they just call him for short, taking care of this Baby Yoda and fending off various unseemly types who are trying to cash in and trying to take advantage of this mysterious creature that seems to be pretty force sensitive, you know, and which I don't know if all of Yoda's people just kind of automatically have that or not. But anyway, so I've really enjoyed the first season. It's been, you know, there's definitely a nostalgia factor. I think one of the things I've enjoyed the most, but one of many things, is how the show has explored the character. Well, and see, this isn't so. IG-88, the robot bounty hunter that we just saw very briefly in Empire Strikes Back, one of, you know, the same series, the same line, I think it's IG-11, is, and actually voiced by Taika Waititi, is a character in this series, and it's really fun to see it in action. That's been one of the things I've enjoyed the most. Of course, there are a lot of other familiar faces and people. I absolutely love seeing Werner, Herzog, the director slash documentary maker slash actor. He plays one of the main roles in the early episodes, and he's just always, I don't know, I could listen to that guy's voice for days. But yeah, lots of familiar. There's some in cameos. Jason Sudeikis pops up in a role. Carl Weathers, can't leave out Carl Weathers. He plays a fairly major role as one of the liaisons for the bounty hunters. You got all kinds of, you know, I won't spoil all of them, but it was worth the wait, I think I would say. And I would give the series so far, I would give it about, you know, solid 3.5 stars out of 4. Probably doesn't rank among my all-time favorite TV shows or anything like that, but it's one that I'm excited to see more of, and I probably shortly after seeing this video I'll start into season 2. So The Mandalorian is rated TV-14, and it's pretty much on the PG-13 level in terms of its content. You know, it's exactly the kind of stuff that you'd really expect. This isn't an attempt to make an adult Star Wars series, and it's not really super dumbed down for kids either. It's pretty much a, you know, your straightforward PG-13, mostly kind of action, violence, and that kind of thing. So has The Mandalorian lived up to your expectations? Leave your answer in the comments below. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been Movie Reviews by Josh. I'm really grateful that you took the time to watch the video, and if you'd take the time to subscribe to my channel, I would be even more grateful. Be sure to leave your notifications on so you can see the new videos as soon as they're posted. And whether you're here or somewhere else in the galaxy, have a great day.